Hey everyone, this video is going to be different from my usual gameplay videos, but I just wanted to make a quick video talking about Gundam Evolution and why right now it is the best time to get into Gundam Evolution. For those who don't know, Gundam Evolution is a free-to-play mecha 6v6 FPS game based on the Gundam franchise. It is basically like Overwatch but with Gundams. And this game is dying, literally dying, with servers and services for this game ending on November 29th of this year. It is dying, but it is also the best time to get into the game right now. Now you might be asking, why? Why is it the best time to get into a game, with a game that has basically 4 months left of life in it? Well, the answer is simple. Because they are just barely now giving us the things that we wanted in the game since the beginning. What I mean by that is, at the end of the maintenance that's going on today, that ends at 10:30 p.m. Pacific time, they are basically stopping all microtransactions. And by microtransactions, I mean Evo coins. Evo coins are the currency you use to basically buy everything in the game, going from units to cosmetics, really, and whatever bundles are in the shop, which are also really just cosmetics. Now, since they are stopping that, you can no longer buy units with them. And the reason why this is a big deal is because back then, when the game first released, if you wanted to get the units early, you had to pay for them with Evo coins. Because if you wanted to get them free to play, it took a ridiculously long time to grind, and just wasn't worth it. That's one of the points why people left the game, because it was not very free to play friendly and it had a pay to win factor to it, so to speak. However, with that being said, now with the disappearance of microtransactions in the game, they will be giving us endless capital. Well, not endless per se, but they'll be giving us a ton of capital, which is the currency that you earn in the game for free that you use to buy the units. Starting today, when the maintenance is over, you will be able to get 1,000 capital for logging in once every week, along with 150 for logging in every day, up to about 2,050 capital each week total. Now, if you combine that from the start of this period, which is July 26th, all the way into August 23rd, which is when Season 7 comes out, you'll be able to obtain roughly somewhere along the lines of about 8,000 capital or so, give or take some. Now, that's not the only amount you'll get. If you level up the battle pass enough to about level 18, you'll get 1,000 more capital. And it is free, you do not need to pay for it. And then if you go further at level 58, you'll be getting another 1,000 capital, so another 2,000. And the battle pass itself is not very difficult to level up, considering now the challenges are not unit specific, so you can just play whatever unit you want and you'll level it up like that just on the side, as well as you do get a fair bit amount of XP per match to level up the battle pass. So that being said, that's what we got going on this season. And with that, you'll be able to get roughly 4 units just from the login period alone. And you'll also be getting 250 as well from this other login event challenge. You'll be getting 50 day 1, 100 day 3, and 100 day 9. So 250 more there, so that'll help you out. Another thing to mention is that starting in Season 6, you will be able to obtain 200 capital daily. So if you do the math real quick, that's around 1,400 a week. So in about another week and a half, you can have another unit, which is, again, insane. And not only that, the battle pass will be free, meaning you have access to everything, including the premium challenges, which will help you obtain 2,000 capital very quickly, 1,000 at level 18, and another 1,000 at level 58. Now, enough about the capital and the units. 2 more things to point out that you might see if you take an interest in the game and look at the Steam reviews: the servers and the balancing. Well, the servers, from my experience and in my opinion, have been improved since when the game came out to present day. I have hardly noticed any crashing. Sure, I crash every now and then, but it's kind of expected. But again, my experience is different from other people's experiences. And the last thing I want to point out is the balancing. When the game came out, I noticed a lot of people said the balancing was horrible. And to be honest, it kind of was. melee suits were broken and others were underpowered, but now the balancing has gotten better in my opinion, and melee suits are no longer broken, so don't worry about that for you people who quit because of the melee suits. They're not as broken anymore, except for maybe one, but they're getting nerfed. But yeah, those are basically the three major points that I wanted to get out of the way real quick. I wanted to get those three major points out of the way because those were the major points that made people leave in the first place. But since they are pretty much addressing them, it is safe to say that now it's better than it was on release date. But for those of you who are new, I will actually talk about the game now. I apologize for that, but I just really wanted to get those out of the way. Now, the game itself is very fun, chaotic, and fast-paced. The movement is very solid in my opinion. I love it. Just, dashing around, having a good time, and whatnot. The gunplay, I feel, is very good. It feels very nice as well. And the selection of units is pretty decently big, I'd say. Obviously, they're adding two more with the last two seasons to come, Zeta and Copper. So, for those of you who like those, sorry, but you have to wait, but they're coming. But I just wanted to showcase the units real quick. I won't be mentioning all the names because there's a lot of them to mention, but some of the ones that I guess people like the most are, ARC-78 Gundam. You have Zaku 2. You have Barbados, Sazabi, my personal favorite, Exia, and Unicorn, just to name a few. For those of you who want to be a little bit funny, go ahead and use Guntank. But overall, the unit selection is pretty good. There's basically something for everyone. You like being just pure DPS, you got Pale Rider, Gundam. You like being a tank, you got Sazabi with a shield. You have the mini tank known as Hyperion over here with a little arm shield. If you like being someone who's a flanker, you can play someone like Zaka 2 ranged. If you like being the person who likes to get up close and personal, close enough to give him a nice little kiss, you got Barbados and Exia pretty much. Those two are pretty much the ones where you're gonna flank, maybe go up to them, give them a nice little kiss before you ultimately kill them. If you like to be someone who has like a Roadhog type of playstyle, you're gonna like Marasai. Got a little hook. Bring him closer, give him a little kiss. You want to be a heavy gunner? Well, you got heavy arms over here. So there's basically something for everyone. That's what I liked about it as well, is that you had simple characters like Pale Rider, Gundam, who are basically, just very simple to pick up. But then you had people who are a little more difficult to play, like Exia, who has a kind of similar playstyle to Genji, if I'm honest with you. But he is a kind of a high skill, high reward type of character, if you will. Considering, 800 HP, 3 dashes, he has to be up close and personal, whatnot. The other unit where you get up close and personal, give him a little kiss, is Susano, but he is the only melee unit that's honestly broken right now. But he is getting nerfed, so we'll have to see how that one plays out. But lastly, the only character here who has a Junkrat-like playstyle, if you're like the Junkrat, is Mahiro, who, in my opinion, doesn't look the greatest, but their kit is very, honestly, quite nice in certain maps and situations. If you're a Junkrat main, well, there you are, have fun. But in terms of units, again, I believe there's basically some unit for everyone. If you like playing Sniper, well, you got two of them. You got basic Sniper, and then you got Gundam Dynamis here, who also has pistols, so have fun with that. But you liked playing, another person with rockets, TF2 Soldier maybe, have fun with Dom Trooper. There's basically something for everyone here, which is what I liked in terms of unit selection. And all of these are honestly pretty good. They all have their uses. They all have their weaknesses. They all got their pros and cons, which is nice. They all kind of balance each other out, which again is one thing that I kind of liked as well about this game. Now that I have basically semi-gone over the units and what some of their kits are, I'd like to talk about the gameplay aspect of the game. It's basically what you'd expect from your typical FPS 6v6 shooter. It plays out like Overwatch, kind of, just with obviously a lot more chaos and movement because of the dash mechanic in the game, which I really, really enjoy. There's one other thing that sets this game apart from Overwatch, and that's the down but not out mechanic. When you lose your HP, you essentially get downed into a state where you can get revived. You have 500 HP in that state, but once you lose that HP just by getting shot, basically, you're just receiving damage in general, then that's when you're actually dead and you gotta wait to respawn. That mechanic I thoroughly enjoy quite a bit, because it can honestly be the deciding factor in some games. If your team is getting them revives, then you're gonna have a good time, and it'll sincerely help with the team a lot, and screw over the enemy team. However, if the enemy team is getting all the revives and your team is not, because their enemy team is actually finishing the kills, then you're gonna be screwed over. But it's what makes the game interesting in my opinion, and helps to make the game more intense, which I thoroughly enjoy intense games like this. Now I would like to talk about the maps and game modes in this game. There's 4 game modes, 3 of which were added when the game came out, and one of them added in Season 4. The first game mode is Point Capture, which is essentially just your team captures one point and then moves on to the next one, and then you do both attacking and defense in one game. The second game mode is like a domination type game mode, where you basically have to go capture a point and hold the point, and then whatever team holds the point the longest wins. The third game mode is a destruction game mode, where essentially you go ahead and if you're on attacking side, plant the bomb. If you're on defense, you have to defuse the bomb, and you basically play it on both sides in one round. And then whatever team detonates both bombs successfully wins, if the other team doesn't. If they both do it successfully, then it goes into overtime. There is a possibility to draw in the game mode if both teams reach 4-4, meaning they both planted both bombs both rounds, or all 4 rounds. Lastly, the last game mode is a little interesting, to say the least. It basically starts out in a point capture where you gotta capture one point. Then once your team or the enemy team captures that point, you basically have to go destroy a core. Now, this game mode was changed since it came out, so I'll just talk about it now in its current state. It's a 3-point system, so you get 1 point for capturing, 1 point for destroying the core to 50%, and another point for 100%ing it. And that's a game. Very short, and in my opinion, honestly not that fun, because it's very one-sided most of the time. Map design in the game, honestly, some maps are good, some of them are okay, and some of them are just horrendous. But that's all really subjective. Some people might like them, some people might not. It's really all your opinion. But overall, not too bad. And I enjoy the maps and the game modes as well. All in all, this game is a lot of fun, and I would highly suggest everyone to check it out, honestly. Even though I kind of started this video off on a sour note, mentioning that the game is dying, and which it really is, and that they are finally adding the stuff we wanted since the beginning, and it took literally the demise of the game for them to add this. I still find it fun, and it's free. They're basically giving everything away for free. You ain't gotta pay no more money. I would highly suggest checking it out, and hey, if you like it, I hope you'll stick it out to the end like I will and many others will. I just wanted to make this quick little video in hopes of bringing new players into the game, maybe people who have returned to stick it out, maybe people who quit the game. In general, I just really want to attract more people to this game, because it is a very fun game, and it's sad that it's dying. But I hope that it can go out with a bang at least. If not, it is what it is. If it does, great, I'll be happy. It is what it is. But anyways, thank y'all for watching, and see y'all later.